Republican, one of our former governors, a great fighter for the principles in this creed, our former governor, George Allen.
Thank you, man. Thank you. All right, team. 2-minute drill. 2-minute drill. Y'all ready to execute? You ready to score? Y'all ready to win? You better be. Because, folks, this campaign had been kind of kicking around, this governor's race, for a few months. The opposition, and Ed's the opposition's saying whatever they're saying. Ed and Jill and John Adams are all trying to advocate positive, constructive ideas. Then within this last week, the opposition, that's right, unsportsmanlike. In fact, it was despicable ads coming out. So despicable that even some of the left of center media was criticizing it. In football terms, it was a fumble. It's a turnover. The Gillespie campaign has picked up that fumble. We've recovered it. We're moving the ball downfield. There's less than a minute to play, so to speak. It's like 1st and goal on the 5-yard line. Now, not one person can carry that ball over the goal line. You need blockers. You need teammates. You all are the key teammates here in Fairfax County and voters all across our Commonwealth of Virginia, from the Cumberland Gap to Virginia Beach to Northern Virginia and everywhere in between. And while the other team has fumbled and made mistakes and has insulted and demeaned a lot of people, what has this campaign been doing from the very beginning? It's meeting with people all across our Commonwealth of Virginia. I see a diverse number of people here, from a wonderful veteran to a lot of different folks here. And what Ed Gillespie's been doing during this entire campaign is welcoming people to our cause. And I know that's what a lot of these folks here, Tim Hugo and Dave Albo's done through the years. Matt Ames, I know as chairman, has tried to do that successfully here. And I'm going to be happy to be voting for Lolita in our district. Yeah! And have her sign in front of our house. And folks will say, why are you doing that? And I remember in my campaign for governor, they said, why are you going to the African-American communities? I said, everyone cares about these issues of public safety. In those days, they had the lenient, dishonest parole system. We wanted truth in sentencing. And when the votes came in, over 20% of the African-American vote went to us. And I think what Ed is doing is making sure that we broaden our message to more people. Because in my view, anybody who pays taxes, works for a living, or cares about their family, if they meet any of that criteria, regardless of their background, their race, their ethnicity, their religious beliefs, they ought to be on our side. And so,
yeah!
And I'll tell you another thing that is vitally important, is an integrity and running a campaign on ideas. Ed Gillespie, Jill Vogel, and John Adams have integrity. They also have the right ideas and reforms and initiatives to make Virginia more competitive for investment and jobs. Ed Gillespie is running a campaign. I'm honorary chairman of his policy plans. And we ran on a lot of ideas in our campaign. We didn't have the detail that Ed Gillespie has on a variety of important issues. And there's no candidate, in my view, in the history of Virginia that has run on a more detailed, specific plan on a variety of issues that affect people in every region of Virginia. And Ed Gillespie is going to be a governor who keeps his promises, and he'll be a governor for all Virginians and all regions of Virginia. So friends, email, Facebook, text, whatever, get a hold of people you know. Make sure they vote. People say that it's going to be a low turnout, which means that every vote is all the more important and influential. Some people will say, oh gosh, it's so hard here in Fairfax County, so hard for a Republican to win in Virginia. Well, we have a fella who's come across the river, Governor Hogan from Maryland. If you think Virginia's tough for a Republican to win, Governor Hogan's Governor Hogan in a much more Democratic voting state than Virginia. So thank all of y'all for what you have done so far in this election, past elections. But this, good to see you, General McNair. Good to see all of you all here. But make sure in these last few days make sure that everyone that you know, if they pay taxes, if they work for a living or want to work for a living, if they want greater opportunities for their families, if they want safer neighborhoods, this ticket of Ed Gillespie, Jill Vogel, and John Adams are the people who you will be proud of. And we'll send a message again to America that Virginia is leading the way with common sense, conservative principles, and improving the opportunities for all the people. So go out there and let's win, team.
We love you, George.